I'd like to call this regular governing board meeting of the Lammersville Unified School District to order at 7 o'clock. I would like to remind everyone that this meeting is recorded, and please either turn off or silence your cell phones and electronic devices. At this time, I would like to call the Altamont Elementary and Principal Yeager forward to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, members of the board, Trustee Goodrich, President Pombo, Trustee Clement, Superintendent Nicholas, CBO Kaiser, and Executive Assistant Lanza. It is our pleasure to stand before you this evening and present to you our ASB. They've done a good job putting a presentation together, and I would like to now turn this over to our ASB President, Ms. Kathleen Doe. Take it away, Kathleen.
So this is a presentation on basically our achievements that have happened this year already and what plans we have for this upcoming year through ASB and through our school.
On the side.
These were our elected officers of 2017 through 18.
So Mr. Yeager has mentioned I'm Kathleen Doe and I'm ASB president, and I'm just in charge of looking over what everyone is doing and just making sure everything is going by plan.
I'm Soraya Fulbert. I'm the vice president, and I help plan activities and set up dances and just help around the school.
My name is Akil Karthik, and I'm the secretary, and I just take notes on the meetings. I write the timestamps, and yeah.
My name is Akash. My name is Akash Karthik, and I am the school treasurer. I help look at the funds of the school and manage it.
So our achievements so far are our Friday spirit counts, our fun run, and character counts week. And for our student of the month skit, so far we've done be focused on learning and collaboration.
What we have achieved so far continued. We did the Mountain House High School homecoming parade. I don't know if any of you guys saw our Pokemon float. And the morning announcements, we discussed upcoming events for the week, like boograms and other events, and concession sales for volleyball games.
So these are just kind of our plans within the school year. As a member of ASB and also a member of CJSF, we are currently collecting spare change for the wildfire that has happened recently, and we're also collecting travel-side soap and shampoo for those victims. We're also planning to also have our winter festival this upcoming year as well. And our big plans within ASB, we're continuing to create a student month skits for our students. And this upcoming month, we'll be starting a canned food drive. In December, our main plan is to just attend the Castle Leadership Day at the Mountain House High School. And around near the end, before winter break, we'll be also having our annual penguin patch.
And that concludes our presentation.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Altamont students, and I look forward to popping into your campus tomorrow.
Mr. Pombo is visiting tomorrow, so we look forward to hosting him.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Matthew Balzerini,
Absent.
Colin Clements,
Here.
Ann Goodrich,
Here.
Sharon Lampel,
Absent.
David Pombo,
Here.
Simran Gunsi.
Here.
Approval and/or corrections to the agenda.
There are none.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 2 absent. Committee reports. District Advisory Committee. Trustee Clements?
We have not yet had a meeting. Our first meeting is scheduled for November 6th, 2017 at 6:30.
Thank you. District English Language Arts Committee. Trustee Lampel is not here. Education and Extracurricular Committee. Trustee Goodrich?
We're planning to have our first meeting on November 28th at 6:30. I believe we're meeting here in this room, and I look forward to the participation of the community.
Thank you. The Facilities Committee has not met since our last governing board meeting, but we are planning a workshop on the alcohol at events on district facilities on December 5th at 6:30 here in the boardroom. Policy Committee, Trustee Goodrich?
We met earlier in the month of October. We're currently in the process of reviewing the past 3 releases, and we are meeting again in December.
Thank you. Safety Committee, Trustee Balzerini is not here this evening. Wellness Committee, we have not met since our last board meeting, and our next Wellness Committee meeting is December 13th at 3:30 here in the boardroom. Governing Board reports. Madam Student Trustee?
I attended the homecoming game, rally, and dance and parade. I also attended the Region 5 ASB team building workshop with the rest of ASB, and we learned about team bonding, problem solving, and project management with the rest of the San Joaquin County High School's leadership programs. And I also organized Red Ribbon Week, which was the Anti-Drug Awareness Week last week, where we had a Spirit Week and a game with the Anti-Drug Awareness ribbons.
Very good, thank you. Trustee Goodrich?
I was able to attend the homecoming game at the Mountain House High School, which we did a fabulous job in the first half. And I was very impressed by all of the floats that the students prepared across the district. They did a wonderful job, and the amount of school spirit we have here in our community is just tremendous. It was really nice to see the whole community coming together for an event like that. I also attended this past weekend a fundraiser for the Visual and Performing Arts at the high school to raise money for a Disneyland trip that they're planning in the spring. And there was a cover band that played Eagles covers. It was very entertaining. So and that's my report.
Thank you. Trustee Clements?
I attended the athletic boosters meeting and both the football games, the homecoming game as well as the away game in Hilmar. And in both games, they played hard but were unable to emerge victorious. But I'm really proud of the football teams, both JV and varsity. We've come a long way. And I also attended Cuesta Carnival. Once again, it was a lot of fun. I always enjoy those, and I try to go to all the carnivals that I can. That's the end of my report.
Thank you. And for my report, my wife and I watched the Mountain House High School homecoming parade. It was a wonderful event. We really enjoyed all the elementary school involvement in the parade, and we later watched the homecoming football games and related festivities. I also attended the Lammersville Spelling Bee, where my 4th grade grandson was competing. He didn't get too far, but I was proud of him nonetheless. The word that stumped him stumped me a little bit as well. I was hosted by Principal Faubert for a site visit at Mountain House High School. I was very impressed at the level of engagement displayed by our students. Many were working in small groups while the teachers were going from group to group assisting the students. I participated in the DARE graduations at Wickland and Bethany schools. I enjoy these ceremonies and believe that it's a very worthwhile program. I would like to thank Officer Abercrombie and the site staffs and teachers for making it possible. I was able to find some bargains at the HOSA garage sale at Mountain House High School, although I did miss their haunted hospital later that evening. My family and I enjoyed the aforementioned Mustang Marching Band dinner and concert. As mentioned, it was an Eagles tribute band. They were really good, and the food was great. My wife, kids, grandkids, and I all enjoyed Sunday at the Lammersville Elementary Fall Carnival. It was a fantastic event, car show, food, games. I was hosted by Principal Busatil for a site visit at Lammersville Elementary, where I saw teachers and students taking full advantage of all the technology at their disposal. And that concludes my report. Receiving of public comments. The board shall give the public an opportunity to address the board either before or during the board's consideration of each agenda item. At a time so designated on the agenda, members of the public may also bring before the board matters that are not listed on the agenda of a regular meeting. The board may refer such a matter to the superintendent or designee or take it under advisement, but shall not take action at that time. The board may place the matter on a future agenda for discussion or action. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board shall limit total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. And I see we have a speaker card from Joe Hughes. Please come forward.
Hi, everyone. So I'm here to appeal to you guys to revisit something I guess you already made a decision on, and I wanted to raise some awareness that maybe of things that we could reconsider. I understand in a previous meeting it was decided that you would not allow crossing guards that were volunteers because of the liability issue. But I want to point out, I spoke to my girlfriend employs 30 persons, and I had 8 persons under our employee. So I contacted our agent, and she also does provide coverages to other school boards. And she thought that because we are taking no action, this community is actually at a greater liability risk than if we took some measure of action. First of all. Second of all, she felt that the coverage would come from the workman's comp coverage out of the general fund, just like any other, like field trip volunteer, classroom volunteer, coaching staff volunteer, anybody else who comes to help. And it's not a labor cost. It's a minor cost increase for budget. As you know, workman's comp goes up based on hours they work out there and if they're volunteering. But by not providing any kind of person out there, this community is at risk for bigger lawsuits, especially if somebody's injured. And as you know, 3 kids were injured not injured, but there were 3 incidences of cars hitting 3 kids this past week. I've been active with the CSD and the San Joaquin County Supervisors Board for getting stops installed. But my agent also felt that you guys can't take a double stance on it. You can't have it both ways. You can't say that property is your jurisdiction and we can't as a community provide volunteer guards, and then it's your property, you have jurisdiction, but then take no action. You're kind of setting this community up. But another issue that puts kids at risk is the policy of local kids that live near a school do not have priority to that school. So we have a friend who recently moved a new family to an old neighborhood, and they can't go to that school because that school's full, and it's full with kids coming from other schools. So they have to walk to school, and it's 1.5 miles away at the Altamont. And even if they walk to Bethany, it's 3/4 of a mile away. So that's putting those kids on those crossings, deliberately placing them in those unsafe zones The school board has made that decision, and I urge you to reconsider that as well. It should be a priority to the kids who live closest to a particular specific school zone, and then if a kid from outside would like to attend that school, if there's an open spot, then by all means allow that. But don't force kids who move to the community and live 20 houses away from the school to travel 1.5 miles across 3 busy intersections without stops, without crossing guards. This is somewhat of a dangerous situation that really needs to be addressed, and I really wish you would revisit allowing volunteer guards. I myself have offered to volunteer in the mornings for the periods of time that I'm in town. I travel a lot, but I would be glad to give my services. And I think that your position is, one, you haven't really looked at the bigger picture of the workman's comp and the real expense and the real liability that a good litigation lawyer would tackle if a kid was hurt or killed out there. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 8, consent items for consideration. Governing board meeting minutes from October 18th, ratification of contracts under $25,000, ratification of the 2017-2018 hires, updated 2017-2018 fundraisers, warrants, facilities committee appointment, acceptance of donations, NovaPro digital screening device to Mountain House High School, $2,500 towards Mountain House Science Lab, Thomas Lee from Livermore National Security Community, $1,000 towards Altamont Drama Program, Thomas Lee from Livermore National Security Community, and $14,975 to promote health and professional careers for disadvantaged and minority students at Mountain House High School from the Health and Planning Development Mini Grant.
Move to approve consent items for consideration.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 2 absent. Would someone like to read the names?
Absolutely. I would like to welcome Patricia Cornejo, food service worker, Solana Dixon, noon duty supervisor, Anna Duenas, food service worker, Jamie Flores, physical education teacher, Kulbir Gill, I probably mispronounced that, noon duty supervisor, Elaine Kwok, food service worker, Diana Linares, food service worker, and Iralda Salcedo Zamora, noon duty supervisor. Welcome.
Welcome. Item 9, District Administrative Report, Superintendent's Report. Dr. Nicholas?
Yeah, I just have a couple of things. I'll give you some good news from the high school. There is a national nonprofit organization known as Common Sense who dedicates their work to help families and kids thrive in a digital media and technology-based world. One of the things that you can earn with this nonprofit organization is a badge that if you meet their certification, you can put it on your school website, and people who are looking at the high school, it would be one of those things that they can say, okay, these folks are forward-thinking, and make sure that they have their technology house in order. So the school was awarded a digital badge that we'll be placing on our website for its commitment to taking whole community approach to technology and empowering its students in a digital media world to explore, create, think, and learn, but also be aware of the perils that exist in the internet space, such as plagiarism, loss of privacy, and cyberbullying. So our high school has been proactive in reaching out, training, and doing the right thing in terms of that, and has earned a badge. So I think that's worthy of their acknowledgement to make sure our kids in a one-to-one environment have all the information they need with all the information that's available. The second thing I have is a quick update on the Mountain House High School construction. So we'll start off with that. That's the title page. You hit the button, por favor. Mr. Yeager broke the. Jen, just hit the down arrow. Oh. The digital badge is also warranted to people who are patient when technology locks up. So the windows represented here show how a brain works when it doesn't know quite when the technology is going to work. So there's the known and the unknown, and in between are those windows. And then, there we go. All right, so as of today, this is exactly what the theater on the inside looks like. This is, if you come in the foyer and you go up a set of stairs to get to the top, this is looking down at what would be the stage and where the seats are going to go. That's the bigger picture to the left. The smaller picture to the right is they're just now putting up the ornamenturism. I don't know what that right word is there. The ornamentation. There we go. To the side and such. But this is beautiful. If you notice, the clouds are also sound absorbers, those wood things at the top. So it just gives you a little hint and clue about how beautiful the theater is going to be once completed. This is a look from this where I was standing looking at the stage, and this is looking into the foyer. And they're just they're covering the stained concrete with protective stuff as they're doing the final work. But that's where people are going to walk in to go to the events that are going to happen there over the years. This is the culinary arts room is a big mess right now because all the equipment just arrived and they're starting to put it into place. So the picture to the left and the picture to the right just show you just some of the equipment that's going in, but the false ceiling is going in, so we're getting very, very close for that to be ready to roll. So we're about 6 weeks out from where I think they'll be complete, but I wanted you to get a chance to see it while it's a mess, and then when you'll see it again, it's a pretty impressive room. It's very large as well. The biomedical room, same thing as the kidney-shaped tables are coming in, but that's where our biomedical CTE program will be working through. And again, it's just in that organization, putting the cabinets in phase. And then finally, the engineering room, which is a little less exciting because there's less stuff in there. But again, this is the 3 of the 5 classrooms in the CTE wing and the theater. So I thought I would give you an update on where we're at in terms of construction, a couple of more teasers as we get ready to complete the project. And that is my report.
Thank you. Item B, District Enrollment Report. Dr. Nicholas?
The enrollment is 4,903.
Thank you. Item C, District Maintenance and Operations Report. Mr. LeGrand.
Good evening. 5-0 Astros, bottom of the 5th, in case anybody's interested.
I was going to wait till your report was done to ask you, but thank you.
So I'm proud to say all the AEDs are up around the district. Hopefully no one needs them, but they're hung up at all the school sites now. The last one I had to put up was in the hallway down here, and I just did that today, so we're all done with those. Attended all the construction meetings today, Mountain House, Altamont Preschool, and Hanson. You saw the beautiful pictures of the high school looking on well. Security camera update, last Monday and Tuesday, the architect was out here. We walked Cuesta, Bethany, Wickland, Lammersville, and this building to get idea of camera placement, trees, where we're going to wire, all that kind of stuff, where the IDF rooms are, all that kind of stuff. So I received a 50% construction document set yesterday in the mail. I'll review it tomorrow in my meeting with Thor, and with his blessing, I'll reach out to the principals and Sean and review all with them and make sure everybody has where the cameras where they want to be. Then we have to sign up on it, and I send it back to the architect. They'll do the final drawings. Some upcoming stuff for us. We're still working on the booster pump at Cuesta. I'm meeting next Wednesday with the carpet vendor to look at flooring options for Bethany. Bethany is the next school on our deferred maintenance plan to receive new flooring. So that's something we're working on. And other than that, we're trying to get caught up on our work orders, and we hit them pretty hard today because we had no students, and got a lot done today. But hopefully continue to get caught up next week or so, and be happy to answer any questions. No.
I think this is the first time in a while that I haven't actually had any questions for you. Thank you.
Really? Oh, well, is that good or bad?
That's good.
Oh, okay.
It's good. We've just had a lot going on, right?
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 10, action items. Consider approval of 2017-2018 inter-district transfer requests. Staff report?
None.
Move to approve 2017-2018 inter-district transfer requests.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 2 absent. Item B, consider approval of local indicators for local control funding formula, local control accountability plan. Not sure why accountability is there twice, but go ahead, staff report.
It's holding the word accountable. I don't know why
Thank
that's
you.
there
Belt and
twice.
suspenders.
All
Accountability is
right, I
important.
apologize about that. The local indicators were presented to you, to the board last board meeting. We're asking for formal approval. This is one of the steps that will help us meet the December 1st state mandate for deadline.
I move we approve the local indicators for local control funding formula, local control accountability plan.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 2 absent. Item C, consider approval of Measure L expenditures, costs not to exceed $296,780.11. Staff report?
So we've had some small project expenditures that are included within the resolution list of projects we can do. Within this expenditure would be the pumps that we needed to replace so we can water appropriately the fields at Cuesta, and then furniture orders that would be going into the high school CTE and Learning Commons rooms, and then additional monies that would, as part of the not to exceed, for some furniture requests from our K-8 sites, a very small order that we're waiting to hear back on a quote from the furniture. So in total, that amount would incorporate 2 different programs at the high school's furniture needs in new buildings, replacing or improving furniture in our K-8 sites per principal request, and a water pump that will help us beautify a campus that's been struggling for years.
Point of clarification, Mr. President. I noticed in the 296,000 number, it included a estimated cost not to exceed of 40,000. My question is procedural. Does that, if we vote yes on this, does that then mean that the individual contracts, let's say they're less than 25,000, would then come back to the board under the discussion item, ratification of contracts under 25,000, or they would not?
I can answer that. Contracts is for services. These are for materials. Completely different.
So it would not come back to
Correct.
us?
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
Further discussion?
No.
Any-
No. I move we approve the Measure L expenditures, cost not to exceed $296,780.11.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 2 absent. Item D, consider approval of school-sponsored overnight trip for Mountain House High School seniors to California Adventure, May 23rd through May 24th, 2018. Staff report?
This is kind of the senior night, so we strongly recommend approving this overnight trip.
Move to approve school-sponsored overnight trip for Mountain House High School seniors to California Adventure 5/23/18 to 5/24/18.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 2 absent. Item E, consider approval of school-sponsored overnight trip for Mountain House High School marching band to the Western Band Association competition in Clovis, 11/18/17 through 11/19/17. Staff report?
Our band is very competitive. We want to go where the best are, and Clovis is one of the areas where there are some excellent music programs, and we'd like to show them what's up from Mountain House and Lambersville Unified.
Well, I move we approve the school-sponsored overnight trip for the Mountain House High School Marching Band to the Western Band Association competition in Clovis, 11-18-17 to 11-19-17, and I wish them the best.
Second, and I wish them even better than the best.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 2 absent. Item F, consider approval of CSEA job description, Administrative Secretary, Food Services, pending CSEA approval, or pending CSEA Chapter 873 ratification. Staff report?
Yeah, there's a lot of work that went into this job description through Director Hill, and it has been ratified through the 610 process in CSEA, so we're recommending the board formally approve this so we can move forward with filling the position.
Move to approve new CSEA job description, Administrative Secretary, Food Service, pending CSEA Chapter number 873 ratification.
Second.
Discussion?
I think Bernie Hill has done a great job, and I think she needs some help because it's getting bigger and bigger, and I strongly recommend we approve.
Agreed. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 2 absent. Item G, consider approval of change order to the construction contract with Turner Construction for Mountain House High School Phase 4 to add the construction of Mountain House High School snack bars and Fieldhouse to the contract, $2,887,195. Staff report?
So these are the 3 small but important projects that have yet to be completed. This is 2 snack bar restroom facilities in the football stadium. One, for people who have gone to the stadium a lot, is that grassy area right when at the entrance, and another will go to the east of just across the way to the south of the bleachers. The third will be a field house that will be located between the varsity and JV fields on the south side of the campus. It will be a storage area and restroom. One of the complaints families who travel out there to watch our softball team or our baseball team is that there are no restrooms and they have to hike into the main building. And so putting it out there from its original location, which was over by the tennis courts, made a lot of sense. So we are proud to recommend that because that'll be the last of our projects, and also this cost will be mitigated by what's left in the contingency account with our contract with Turner.
Thank you.
Move to approve change order to the construction contract with Turner Construction for Mountain House High School Phase 4 to add the construction of Mountain House High School snack bars and field house to the contract, $2,887,195.
That's a lot of hot dogs. I'll second.
Further discussion?
Yeah, Mike, as we discussed last time, the price point's higher than we would like to pay, but given the mobilization costs, it's not going to get any cheaper. And if we wait too much longer, we are going to be fighting for resources with Houston and Florida and Santa Rosa, and I strongly recommend that we go ahead and finish the project now.
Thank you. In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 2 absent. Item H, consider approval of contract with Don Williams for inspection services for the Mountain House High School snack bar, restrooms, and field house construction, not to exceed $21,000. Staff report?
In order to build out a DSA-approved project at a school site, you have to have a DSA inspector on site to make sure that the rules are being followed. We're recommending Don Williams serve in that role, and he will work in partnership with Turner to make sure the buildings are built to code and to all the specifications that are required.
Thank you.
I move we approve the contract with Don Williams for inspection services for the Mountain House High School snack bars, restrooms, and field house construction, not to exceed $21,000.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with 2 absent. Item 11, calendar. Monday, November 6th is the next District Advisory Committee meeting at 6:30, Friday, November 10th is a district holiday, Veterans Day. Wednesday, November 15th is the Safety Committee meeting at 3:30 p.m. Thursday, November 16th is the DLAC meeting at Lammersville School at 6:30. Monday through Wednesday, November 20th and 22nd is a school holiday for Thanksgiving break. Thursday and Friday, November 23rd and 24th are district holidays for Thanksgiving. Thursday, November 28th is education extracurricular meeting at 6:30. Wednesday through Saturday, November 30th and December 2nd are the CSBA Annual Education Conference. Wednesday, December 6th is the next regular governing board meeting. And as discussed earlier, Tuesday, December 5th will be the facilities workshop here at 6:30. In just a moment, we're going to adjourn to closed session where we will discuss public employee discipline, dismissal, release, complaint, conference with labor negotiators, conference with legal counsel, conference with real property negotiators. Do I have a motion?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you all for coming.